So I'm doing my bi-monthly, monthly, I don't know, trimming of the grass, weed whacking, as you call it. And this is the string. It got tangled up. So I took it out of the top. Show you in a minute, but I already started. Got one side fixed. Kind of like put the whole string in. Someone said 50 foot, but I think it was too much and that's why I got tangled up. And then I'm gonna do the other side. All right, you see the direction. Then you go and spiral it around. The other side is coming loose again, and it's going to get all knotted up again. It's actually really hard to do. Maybe I should have gotten a better one. I don't know if maybe there's a special trick to it, and everybody has this problem with the weed whacker. But I'm a noob, so I'm gonna assume it's because I'm a noob. It's probably a good tactic. It's all tangled up. Okay. Try to get it into straight lines. I'm not doing a great job. But that's kind of how you want it to be ish. It's probably really crappy, but it's gonna get the job done. And then here is the weed whack. Alright, maybe if I put this here first. Okay. Well, it's clipped on. I'm going to put this down here. Well, it's clipped on. And then put this in place. While it's clipped on, then I can pop them off. Or pop back off. Oh! You just pull on them. Okay. Now you take this and you put it back. Like that. I want to clip this. And I'll be ready to weed whack again. Alright, so I've done this side. You see how it's straight?
Mm-hmm.
And then I still need to do this side.
Yeah, it's uneven.
Yep. Because I haven't done it yet. You want to see me do it?
Mm-hmm.
First you got to prime it. Little gas thingy right here. Pushing the gas oil mix into the engine.
Is it gonna make noise?
Oh, it's gonna be really loud.
Then you beat the cameraman.
almost done with my Sunday chores. Well, I'm doing a little more than usual because I'm off from school for the next couple weeks and it gives me a little extra time. So I did the weed whacking. There you go. So it just makes it a little nicer, but it doesn't like, it's not necessary. So I also blew the leaves. We may not get a real fall, but the leaves do fall, which I didn't know. I lived in the suburbs before I moved out to the country. Rural, I don't know, I think it's country because there's a lot of land to take care of. But the leaves do fall. It feels like all year round. So I blew it to the surrounding areas. I mean, and that's where it stays. I don't know, like I remember watching cartoons where they would rake it and then put it into big bags and then put it out to the curb. I tried putting it in the fire pit, but then it rained and then it was like just this thick, wet, it wouldn't burn. Once it got wet, it wouldn't burn. So now it just goes to the side of the yard. I don't know, maybe it's bad. Ooh, and my hack worked. So I needed, so if I don't, things grow in it. It is draining. I had to connect the flapper to the water gun because it kept closing and not draining. When there's a will, there's a way. You just got to get it done. And then, I don't know, I started doing it today because this whole back area was this black stuff and it was super slippery. It's because of that branch I told you guys about yesterday. It's dropping onto the roof and then dropping on to the thing. But what happened was I tried, the nozzle popped off. I think someone jerry-rigged it. So this is what happens. It just pops off. So I see they put one of these thingies on it. So I'll probably loosen it, put it back on, and then tighten it back up. Woo. Oh my gosh, I need this. There we go. Okay. Alright, you gotta shut the water hose off. Get a screwdriver. Flat head. I know my screwdrivers. Okay. And then you loosen it. I don't know who hacked this, but I'm pretty sure this is not how a regular hose is made. Pretty sure. Doesn't look like my other hose, so I could probably just buy a new hose. But it's time for that. Because then you'd have to rewrap the hose and then find a way to chunk this one. Which is aging, but it still works. I'm not for waste. And you gotta push it in there. Probably all the way to the top, you think? You don't want to leave this gap. I got my sister back there. It'll get up there eventually. Is there a gap still? There's still a gap. It just lied to me. Maybe if you twist it. Ah! Twisting it works. Look. Although they didn't cut it even, so there's a little gap on this side and no gap on this side. You know what? You should probably put this on first, loose. Because I'm going to have to do it again. Well, that stinks. Is it loose all the way? Does anybody know what this is called? I know what it does. I'm not good with names though, so what is it called? If you know, educate me. You'll occasionally hear me from time to time saying the wrong words. I do that a lot, even if I know the right words. It's just what I do. So correct me if you know the right word and I'm using the wrong word. I don't mind. My uncles do it all the time. I'm used to it. Used to it. Almost there. Better? Yeah? And this time it'll actually work. So I think there's an indent down here. So I think that's where they had it last time, maybe? Just make sure it's real tight. Yeah, I was using this as a pressure washer. And it was actually working really good. As you can tell behind me, most of it's gone. But it takes a really long time. Really long time. But it was worth it because I had to use the grass instead of using this because every single time I got wet, it was super slippery and I almost busted my head a few times. And then when my youngest almost busted his, it's time. It's time to just do the work. So, once this is super tight and you can't turn it anymore, try a couple more times and then it'll be as tight. I mean, some people say not to do that, but when you're doing something like this, I think it's important. If you do it on like screwing something into the wall, you might strip the screws. But I don't think it matters with something like this because you're trying to make sure it doesn't pop off again. And then my super cool nozzle I got at Home Depot. I should have gotten the whole hose, but I didn't realize that this was already jerry-rigged. Let's test it out. And then you can see how awesome it works as a pressure washer because I don't have a pressure washer, but I needed to get it done. See, it even leaks down there. The whole thing needs to be replaced. This doesn't leak though. The nozzle does. And that's a new nozzle. Woo! Look at that. I fixed it. I fixed it. Alright. I gotta turn this bad boy. Nope, nope. Nope. That one. Watch. You see how incredibly frustrating it takes forever to do. Or you could bend over and do this. Anyways, you can imagine how upset I was. That whole black. And I spent probably 2.5 hours doing that. What I was just showing you. Got to about there and the nozzle popped off. Whew. Well, that's my Sunday. You guys take care. See you tomorrow.